So today I want to talk a little bit about the pitfalls of the new economic future. For several years now, we've been suggesting that the economic future we are living into is far different than anything we've experienced in the past. We are in a new financial paradigm that requires an entirely new way of thinking. We're not living into the past 40 years, we're living forward into the next 40 years. And they appear to be unfolding quite a bit differently than what we've experienced previously. So, what's the difference, you might ask? There's actually quite a number of differences. Let's start by talking about the national debt. In 1982, the national debt was just barely over $1 trillion. 20 years later, in 2002, it was up to $6.2 trillion. And today, in 2022, the national debt is $30 trillion and climbing. You know, this is uncharted financial territory for our country. And there are other factors that are creating this new economic future. One of them is demographics, or population statistics. More specifically, the number of people over age 65. In 2000, there were 35 million people in this country over age 65. And that was about 12% of the country's population. In 2019, there were 54 million people over age 65 in the country, and they represented about 16% of the population. Now it is projected that over the next 20 years, the number of people over 65 will rise to more than 83 million people, which will be nearly 25% of the total U.S. population. Now, the reason this is important is that people over 65 do not stimulate the economy the same way that they used to. You know, currently baby boomers make up the bulk of the population over 65. And that generation and their parents bought more houses, more cars, sent more kids to college than any generations before or since. Now they are reducing their spending in many areas. They are downsizing just about everything in their lives. Now, one more thing about people over 65, they will also be drawing money out of the stock market to subsidize their retirement years instead of what they've been doing for the last 30 or 40 years. And that was putting money into the stock market. And you have to understand that when people are pulling money out, there has to be a sufficient number of people to buy the shares that they want to sell to receive the amount of income that they're looking for. And so if there's not enough money to buy those shares, if there's not enough people buying or putting money into the stock market, the value of the market, the value of those shares will most likely go down. And we have no idea for sure what the economic impact is going to be on the stock market. But there is a significant number of people withdrawing money in comparison to the number of people putting money in, and generally that means the market will trend downward. Here's another consideration. How about inflation? We are currently experiencing the highest rate of inflation in 40 years. Is it possible that these inflation rates could continue for a number of years, reducing our spending power significantly? Well, the answer to that is most likely yes, particularly in light of the fact that our national debt has mushroomed to over 5 times itself in just the last 20 years. What about taxes? Did you know that currently our marginal tax brackets are less than half of what they were from 1930 to 1980? We had about a nearly 60-year period of time where marginal tax brackets were double what they are, or top marginal tax brackets were double what they are today. We've actually had 40 years of some of the lowest top marginal tax brackets in the history of our country. But with an aging population to provide entitlement benefits to, such as Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, with the national debt exploding because of the government printing press and borrowing money as fast as it can, which by definition will devalue our dollar, thus creating inflation, our government is going to need massive amounts of money in the coming decades. So where do you think they're going to get it from? Is it possible that future tax rates will be higher? In fact, much higher? Many people think that our government has suggested even that they're going to tax the rich, and that may be true. But there is a trickle-down process. One way or another, middle-class America is going to pay more in taxes than they have in the past. That seems to be certain. So what does this all mean to you? It means that you must understand the economic future we are living into really is different. It means you must take advantage of financial and tax planning strategies that will help you overcome any of the negative effects of this new economy and position you to thrive as it unfolds. You must implement strategies that will reduce the possibility of loss of your hard-earned money to the lowest level possible. You must position as much of your money as possible to be shielded from taxes now and in the future. You must also understand how to create a multiplier effect on your money to offset the impact of inflation by using every dollar you have to do the work of multiple dollars, creating multiple benefits, again, wherever possible. And you must become familiar with what it means to be financially efficient by having every dollar employed in its highest and best use, creating maximum benefits for you. And last but not least, you need to understand the power of creating financial certainty in a world that is constantly changing. We can help you navigate this new economic future. To schedule your free, no obligation, 30-minute consultation with one of our highly trained associates, please click on the link below. We're really excited to have the opportunity to help you create financial certainty for you and your family. So click on the links below and let's get started. This is Scott Christensen again, and we hope that you found this information to be valuable. Please take a second to click on the subscribe button, as it helps us to get our educational content out to more people. And if you want to get notified when new videos are posted, then also click the little bell. For more educational content, such as our books and our free members website, strategicwealthbuilder.com, click on the links in the description area below. And thanks for watching.